Bonjour! Today I will be going through French CSEC Paper 1 Part A, which is the listening comprehension. This is a very old paper, but this will give you an idea of the structure of the paper and what is expected of you. If you are preparing for this exam, this video is for you. And if you are not, you can still get some practice with us. Vous êtes prêts? C'est parti! French CSEC Paper 1 is structured into two parts. You have Part A, which is the listening comprehension, and Part B, which is the reading comprehension. And it is a multiple choice question paper. However, for this video, we are just going to focus on Part A, which is the listening. Section 1 starts with an activity with 4 pictures. Let's read the instructions together. For each question in this section, you will hear a single sentence. Choose from the 4 pictures in your test booklet the one picture which shows what the sentence says. Then, blacken the corresponding space on the answer sheet. For example, you hear Il lui donne un beau cadeau. So, what you have to do, you look at your pictures, you have A, B, C, and D, and decide which one is the right answer. And here, as it says, the correct answer is D. So you would blacken the space with the letter D on the answer sheet. Il lui donne un beau cadeau means he gives her a nice present. Just to give you some practice, we're going to do just 2 sets of pictures, but you need to bear in mind that there's 8 of them. Okay? So, question number 1. Le jeune homme est furieux. Question number 2. Elle a cassé les œufs. Here are the answers. Question 1 was C. I said, le jeune homme est furieux. This is what I said. The young man is furious. And for question 2, it was answer A. And I said, elle a cassé les œufs. Elle a cassé les œufs. She broke the eggs. So you would have 8 questions like that. Now let's move to section 2. Here are the instructions. In this section, you will hear a number of sentences. Each sentence will be read twice and will be followed by one question or incomplete statement. And I stress by saying incomplete statement. You will see why. 4 suggested answers for each question are printed in your test booklet. For each question, choose the answer which best completes the question or statement. For example, you will hear Jean est allé chercher des vêtements neufs pour aller à la boum. Jean est allé chercher des vêtements neufs pour aller à la boum. Qu'est-ce qu'il a acheté? After examining the suggested answers, you should select the best one and blacken the corresponding space on your answer sheet. So you have 4 possibilities, un journal et un livre, une chemise et un pantalon, une cassette et un disque, une jupe et une robe. I'm sure you agree that it will be B because it's a shirt and a pair of trousers. So if you went to buy some clothes to go to the party, it has to be clothes, all right? And because Jean is a boy's name, you can't put jupe et une robe, okay? So you would blacken the space with the letter B on the answer sheet. So imagine that you have all this in front of you. So you need to spend some time reading each possible answer. So you have question 9, faire les devoirs, jouer un peu, étudier bien, travailler dur. Then you have question 10, un malade, un marin, un contrôleur, un conducteur. 11, you have au restaurant, à l'hôtel, chez le médecin, chez le concierge. Question 12, you have à la ferme, chez le coiffeur, chez le dentiste, à l'agence de voyage. Question 13, you have voir le directeur, sortir, redoubler, porter des lunettes. 14, you have il lance le ballon, il s'entraîne le samedi, il lit les journaux, il prend des vitamines. For question 15, you have à la femme de ménage, au patron des restaurants, à la réceptionniste, au vendeur. And for the last question in this section, you have à la pâtisserie, à la parfumerie, dans la cave, dans la chambre. So now I'm going to read and you're going to select the right answers. Now listen carefully to the first question in this section. Question number 9. Pour passer le temps, quand il termine ses leçons le soir, Marc aime retrouver ses amis pour... Pour passer le temps, quand il termine ses leçons le soir, Marc aime retrouver ses amis pour... Question number 10. J'ai mal à la tête, à l'estomac et j'ai de la fièvre. Qui parle? J'ai mal à la tête, à l'estomac et j'ai de la fièvre. Qui parle? Question number 11. Madame, pour la toux, il faut prendre une cuillerée de sirop 3 fois par jour. Cette dame se trouve... Madame, pour la toux, il faut prendre une cuillerée de sirop 3 fois par jour. Cette dame se trouve... Question number 12. Maryse attend son tour pour se faire couper les cheveux. Où est Maryse? Maryse attend son tour pour se faire couper les cheveux. Où est Maryse? Question number 13. Pierre se plaint de ne pas bien voir le tableau noir. Qu'est-ce qu'il doit faire? Pierre se plaint de ne pas bien voir le tableau noir. Qu'est-ce qu'il doit faire? Question number 14. Michel veut devenir footballeur. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Michel veut devenir footballeur. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Question number 15. Je voudrais réserver une chambre avec douche et télévision, s'il vous plaît. Cette personne parle. Je voudrais réserver une chambre avec douche et télévision, s'il vous plaît. Cette personne parle. Question number 16. Je voudrais une part de gâteau, s'il vous plaît. Où se trouve cette personne? Je voudrais une part de gâteau, s'il vous plaît. Où se trouve cette personne? Here are the sentences I read for you. One thing I need to mention to you is that there will be a 15-second break between each question. So that is very good for you. You have plenty of time, so don't stress yourself. So you have all the text here, and let's go through the answers. So, pour passer le temps, quand il termine ses leçons le soir, Marc aime retrouver ses amis pour... So, to kill time when he ends his classes in the evening, Marc likes to meet his friends pour... And of course, the answer here would be jouer un peu, because faire les devoirs, doing homework, that's not what he wants to do. Étudier is not what he wants to do. And travailler dur, working hard, is definitely not what he wants to do. Now, for question 10, I'm sure you understood that the person is sick. I have a headache, a stomachache, and I have fever. Qui parle? Who is speaking? Okay, so here it's obvious that is somebody who is sick, and est malade, which is answer A, is right here, okay? Because you have un malade, un marin is a seaman, un contrôleur is an inspector, and un conducteur is a driver. So you can see that the others do not fit. Question 11. You can see that this is all instructions. La tout is the key word here. Tout is the cough. So for the cough, you have to take a spoon, a tablespoon of syrup 3 times per day. So cette dame se trouve. So where is she? So it's obviously, it cannot be at the restaurant. It cannot be at the hotel. Chez le médecin, at the doctor's, seems to be the right answer, right? Chez le concierge, concierge is caretaker. So that wouldn't work. Question number 12. Maryse attend son tour pour se faire couper les cheveux. So here, se faire couper les cheveux is really what you need to understand. She's waiting for her turn to get her hair cut. Where is she? It can only be at the hairdresser's, right? So here we have chez le coiffeur, and coiffeur is hairdressers, okay? Dentiste doesn't work, travel agency doesn't work, okay? And the first one was at the farm. So here it has to be B, chez le coiffeur. Okay? Question number 13. Pierre se plaint de ne pas bien voir le tableau noir. Se plaint is a good word to remember because it means complains. Okay? Pierre complains that he cannot see the blackboard. Qu'est-ce qu'il doit faire? What does he have to do? Or what must he do? Voir le directeur, sortir, redoubler ou porter des lunettes? Well, obviously, porter des lunettes, to wear glasses, is the obvious choice here, okay? Redoubler, for those who don't know, redoubler means to repeat the year, all right? So in France, if you don't work well, okay, it means that you have many weaknesses. The school is going to ask you to repeat the whole year, all right? So that doesn't work here. So porter des lunettes, which is answer D. Question 14. Michel veut devenir footballeur. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Okay, so if he wants to be a footballer, what should he do? So be careful with this one because you have ballon, which is a ball. So it could be that one. But I think for this one, il s'entraîne le samedi. He trains on Saturdays. I think that's the one you want. B. He trains on Saturdays. Il lit les journaux. He reads newspapers. No, that will not work. And il prend des vitamines. Yes, maybe he needs to take vitamins, but I think training on Saturdays is more important. Question 15. Je voudrais réserver une chambre avec douche et télévision. S'il vous plaît, cette personne parle. Well, this one I think is easy. It's à la réceptionniste. Okay, so that is answer C, à la réceptionniste. Femme de ménage is the person who does the housework, or here is the person who cleans, the cleaner. Au patron des restaurants, it's the person in charge of a restaurant. No, that wouldn't work here. And au vendeur, sales assistant. So here we are definitely at a receptionist, at a reception rather, talking to a receptionist of a hotel. So for question 16, je voudrais une part de gâteau, s'il vous plaît. Où se trouve cette personne? Now, the key word here was gâteau. Gâteau is a cake. So, what can it be? Is it à la pâtisserie, à la parfumerie, dans la cave ou dans la chambre? I'm sure you gathered that is à la pâtisserie, pastry shop. Parfumerie is where you buy perfume. Dans la cave is in the cellar. And dans la chambre is in the bedroom. So those would not work. Section 3 is a very different section because it's about public announcements. In this section, you will hear a series of public announcements or news items followed by a number of questions. Each announcement or news item will be read twice. For each question, there is a choice of 4 responses or completions. Select the best response and blacken the corresponding space on your answer sheet. There is no sample question for this section. All the things I'm reading, you will hear it on the day. So you will be given something like this with first selection and second selection. Because remember, you're going to hear 2 public announcements. The first one would be first selection and the second one would be the second selection. So what you need to do is just to read very quickly what is there. So 17, you look, 18, you see 8 heures du soir, midi, minuit, 8 heures du matin. Oh, that is time. So you know that in the first selection, you will have to focus on the time. Okay? Then les invités, les sportifs, les informations, les auditeurs. Okay. So this is your first selection, and then you do the same for the second selection. Okay? So now I'm going to read the first selection and the questions. Bonsoir, je vous rappelle que vous êtes à l'écoute de France Inter. Au micro, Jean Dupin, qui vous présente notre émission habituelle de 20h, les dernières actualités françaises, reportages sportifs, météo. Les grands titres d'abord. Question number 17. Où se trouve Jean Dupin? Question number 18. Quelle heure est-il? Question number 19. Jean Dupin, qu'est-ce qu'il va présenter? This is what I read. Bonsoir, je vous rappelle que vous êtes à l'écoute de France Inter. Au micro, Jean Dupin qui vous présente notre émission habituelle de 20h. 20h, very important here because it's the time and 20h is 8 p.m. Okay? And les dernières actualités françaises, reportages sportifs, météo. Les grands titres d'abord. Grand titre is headlines. So, question number 17, où se trouve Jean Dupin? Then you know that Jean Dupin is à la radio, okay? And France Inter is also the name of a radio, if you knew. Question number 18, quelle heure est-il? I told you already, it's 8 p.m. So here we have 8 heures. So that's what you need to tick. And then, Jean Dupin, qu'est-ce qu'il va présenter? What is he going to present? It says les actualités françaises. So you know that is the news. Okay? So you're going to go for the news. After the first selection, we move to the second selection. So you need to read quickly your, well, the possible answers in section B. And now I'm going to read. Mesdames, Messieurs, dans quelques minutes, nous atterrissons à Londres. Nous vous prions de bien vouloir attacher votre ceinture de sécurité et éteindre votre cigarette si vous êtes en train de fumer. Veuillez observer les panneaux de signalisation qui sont maintenant allumés. Question number 20. Qui entend cette annonce? Question number 21. Ces personnes, où sont-elles? Question number 22. Où vont-ils? So I'm going to read this again. Mesdames, Messieurs, dans quelques minutes, nous atterrissons à Londres. Nous vous prions de bien vouloir attacher votre ceinture de sécurité et éteindre votre cigarette si vous êtes en train de fumer. Veuillez observer les panneaux de signalisation qui sont maintenant allumés. So question number 20. Qui entend cette annonce? So remember, qui means who. So it cannot be A, which is des écoliers. Écolier is somebody who goes to school. So it cannot be that. Des nageurs, people who are swimming. And des passagers, yes, passengers. Because we are obviously on a plane. And I know that because it says nous atterrissons. Atterrir means to land. Okay? So for this one, answer C is the right one. Question number 21. Où sont ces personnes? Obviously, because I've already said that we are landing, so it has to be en avion. On the plane, okay? It cannot be en voiture, in a car. It cannot be dans un train, on a train, or au bureau at the office. Cannot be that. It has to be A. And the last one, the last question, où vont-ils? Well, it says à Londres. But be careful because when you look at your answers, it doesn't say Londres. But it says Angleterre, so you need to know that Londres is the capital of England, okay? So here we'd have to tick A on Angleterre. And section 4 is the last section, but it's also the longest one because it's a text which is going to be read several times. So let's go through the instructions. It says a passage in French has just been read to you. You may now study the questions and make notes. You must select the best answer and blacken the corresponding letter on the answer sheet provided. So one thing you need to listen for is the title. The title is always given to you in English, an embarrassing encounter. So see how this can help. And then you have part A and part B because the text is going to be read in two parts. Part A first, then part B, and then part A and part B all together. The questions are in English, the answers are in English, so I don't need to read all this, okay? So I'm going to read part A. So Part A will be 24, 25, 26. So you need to look at very quickly the questions. And I'm going to read part A. I'm not going to read it several times because it's a video and I don't want the video to be too long, but please bear in mind that on the day it's going to be read several times, so please don't panic. An embarrassing encounter. Part A. Vendredi dernier, Michel Durand a décidé d'aller au cinéma au lieu d'aller au cours de mathématiques. Vers 8h10, il s'est glissé par les portes du collège sans être vu des professeurs. Arrivé au cinéma, il a acheté un billet et y est entré. Il a commencé à regarder le film. Mais Durand ne pouvait pas s'amuser. Il avait trop peur. Il a pris une cigarette dans sa poche pour se calmer, mais ne trouvant pas ses allumettes, il a demandé du feu à la personne assise près de lui. So this was part A, and now I'm going to part B. So very quickly, you're going to look at the questions in part B. Please pause the video if necessary. And I'm going to read part B, which is much shorter. Part B. L'homme lui a allumé la cigarette. Quand Durand lui a dit merci, l'homme a reconnu sa voix. Quel malheur! Durand s'était assis à côté de son ancien professeur de mathématiques. Le professeur, furieux, a demandé à Durand d'expliquer sa présence au cinéma. Puis, il lui a dit de retourner au collège et d'aller immédiatement au bureau du directeur. So this is what I read. I don't think that there's vocabulary which is particularly difficult. If you look at part A, maybe au lieu de in the first sentence mean instead of, which is very important to understand here. Okay. Maybe il a demandé du feu à la personne assise près de lui, which is the last sentence. Demander du feu is to ask for a light, you know, when somebody is smoking. All right, so that is part A. And for part B, I don't really see anything which is particularly difficult. So this was the text. So I'm going to put the answers in a minute. And I'm reading the last part, which says stop. So when it says stop, you have to stop because it means that the exam is finished. This is the end of the listening comprehension. Now go on to the next page and work through the reading comprehension as quickly and as carefully as you can. If you cannot answer a question, omit it and go on to the next one. You can come back to the harder questions later. Well, I think you now have a better understanding of paper 1, the listening comprehension section. I just would like to wish you all the best with it. And if you enjoyed the video, please like it, share it, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. Au revoir!